Hola, you are listening to El Quill Goats podcast. The following episode contains strong language sexual themes. Thank you very much, gracias. Me now clean bathrooms, sí.
Crazy.
You are literally moving out. That is emotional, man.
That is facts. Right there.
Very emotional.
Where are you moving to?
Just outside the mailbox.
Oh, nice.
Like around the back of it.
Very nice
Yeah,
place,
on the back of
man.
my
Very
box.
nice, very
On
nice
the
place.
canal area. Yeah.
We're just off the canal, but yeah.
Just off the canal.
Nice. Right near Broad Street. Happy days.
Perfect, mate. It's locations. Doesn't get better.
To be fair, your
Does not
location
go
is absolutely mint. So belated birthday wishes to Joe. Happy birthday, mate. Happy birthday.
Cheers, guys. Appreciate
What
that.
was your favourite birthday present, Joey?
Hey, some would say my new Nike jumper that I'm donning today.
It's lovely.
Others,
Very nice.
others might say my headphones that I got, which I knew as well.
Check them out on
Oh.
YouTube.
My favourite of all time is this little bad boy. Look at that little goat. If you watch it on YouTube, this is for you. And then if you press it, you get this little noise. Can you hear that? It's not very
I
loud.
love that. I can hear it, mate. I can hear it.
Here, perfect.
Well
Yeah.
done. And do you want to know what else came with it?
What came with it,
Tell
Joe?
me.
A little pocket guide to screaming goats.
Oh, unbelievable.
And if we've just got a couple of minutes before we start the episode, there's a couple of quiz questions in here about goats.
oh,
If you want to do,
Come on,
we
here
can
we go. Here
maybe
we
a
go.
little drinking game. You know, if you get it
Oh.
wrong, you drink. Happy days.
Cheers to
I've got
that.
my drink ready.
All right, question number one: how high can a goat jump? Is it 5 feet, 10 feet, 12 feet, or 15 feet?
Fuck. Are we answering as a team or individually? I think. What do you want?
How many questions are there? We do one each. Okay?
Yeah, we'll do one each. Has this one's for you?
Oh, fuck. I feel like I've fucking got a bad one.
Hmm.
So my options are 5, 10, 15, or 20 feet.
No, 12 or 15.
Oh, only 12 or 15?
5, 10,
No,
12,
5, 10,
or 15.
12,
yeah,
No,
yeah,
you're
yeah.
right. Well, I can't imagine them jumping any higher than 12 feet. So I'm going to go with 12 feet.
Incorrect. 5 feet. Down your
That's
drink.
high, man. That's high.
That is
that's
high.
Down you trick.
That's like
That
if
is
you
high.
stand on top of yourself, Harry, jumping over two of you. That's not happening.
Right, BT, this one's for you.
Go
Why
on,
do
do that.
goats scream? Is it A, because they're hungry? B, because they miss
Oh,
their
you-
mom?
Down the drink.
C, because they're in distress?
You just missed me down my drink.
Or
Actually,
D,
that's a
all
good
of the
just down
all of the
drink.
above? That's solid. Huh?
Can you read it again, please? I was watching Harry down his drink.
Yeah, why do goats scream? Is it A, because they're hungry? B, because they miss their mom? C,
Why
because they're
did
in
I go for
distress?
12 feet? It's
Or
fucking so
D,
high.
all of the above?
Oh, that's a good. But how do they know the
That's,
answer?
that's a tricky one. Yeah. Which goats are they speaking to get these answers?
Yeah.
Yeah,
all
that's a good
goats.
question.
I'm gonna have to go with all of the above.
Correct answer. I down my drink.
That was
Okay.
a good guess. That was a good guess.
Go
on, Joey.
Down it.
This is a
Nah.
6.7% beer.
Yeah, we'll
Oh,
yeah.
don't do that.
I need to go and get another beer because I just downed that.
All right. While it's my question, how about you go get another beer?
I'll do that.
Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Last one.
All right, here we go.
How many stomachs does a goat have? Is it 1, 2, 3, or 4?
I know that whales have 3 stomachs.
Yeah, they're quite large.
The only reason I know that is
Just showing that wasn't the question.
because I watched a YouTube video last night. No
Yeah.
joke. It was like how to survive if you get swallowed by a whale, and I thought this could be this could be quite a good knowledge to have.
Yeah.
But as for a
I mean,
goat,
we aren't the
I'm gonna-
Wild Wales podcast. So,
yeah, God,
shame.
I'm gonna go with 1. It's got 1.
Incorrect. 4.
Stomach.
Oh,
Ooh.
4 stomachs. Sweet. There we go. That's my birthday present.
that was awesome.
Not bad, to be fair. You know, I think I need to give a shout out to Ed and Katie. You got me that.
We put a poll up on the Instagram feed. We asked the fans, we got in touch. And if you want to join us on Instagram, just follow us at the handle Wild Goats.
Wild Goats Pod.
Wild Goats Pod, that's the one.
Wild
Yeah.
goats.
We
Correct.
do polls. We let you guys choose the podcast topics. And this week we had a poll, boys.
We did.
Friends of benefits versus dating a colleague. Which one do you think won?
Ooh.
One
Well, I
do you
know the
think
answer.
Dating a colleague.
I think we all know the answer, but I think I was shocked that Friends of Benefits didn't win. To be honest, I thought
Hey,
that'd be a.
As was
topic.
as was I thought friends with benefits.
Was it close? What was the
Classic.
sort of percentile difference?
I'll get
I haven't been that far.
I think it was 38% friends with benefits.
Really?
Yeah, it was.
I think clearly a lot of our listeners are
Dating
Christian-
wanting
colleagues.
to date their colleagues.
Yeah, just
No, not Christians.
right. Here we are. Archive. Hang on a minute. I don't think it matters too much. Yeah, 38%. So the remainder of that, which is what, 58, 52, 52, 62? Matt? No, 52. 62, 62%. 62% of you wanted, you got there eventually, 62% of you wanted dating a colleague. So here we are,
And
boys.
here we are. So
So
fucking listen, yeah?
has anyone dated a colleague before? Let's kick things off. Anyone? Anyone got anything to say? Guilty? Oh, go on then, Joe. Spill the beans. Spill the beans.
Yeah, I was working at a pub. It's always at a pub, isn't it?
I was working at a
Yeah,
pub,
you see, it's always
Yeah,
a
see,
pub.
Like it.
When you work at a pub, it's very incestual and everyone just gets with each other.
Well,
Incestual.
I don't know. I mean, there's
Yeah.
That's a good
Because-
point. That's a good
It's
point.
because other people have the weekends off and you work the weekends. So like, where else are you going to meet people? You know.
How old were you? When was this? You were in a bar?
So this
Which bar?
was. I mean, I've only had one girlfriend, so it was. I was working at a bar in Edgbaston called The Position. Shout out to
probably
The
over
Position.
18.
The Position.
Yeah,
I've heard of that, I think.
yeah,
I've
it's
actually
decent.
heard of that
Yeah,
one.
it's
They
alright.
got the Alchemist and the Physician.
They are two bars in Birmingham. Yep, correct. Yep.
Confirmed.
Other bars
Confirmed.
are available. Yeah.
Other bars are available.
Yeah, and then I like this girl. So I just sort of followed her around the bar a little bit until
Yeah, a
she
bit
went out.
creepy.
Nice.
Bit creepy.
No,
Rate it, mate.
No, it wasn't creepy. It was affectionate.
Flirty.
You know? It was
Yeah.
endearing.
You let her know you were there, you know what I mean?
Let her
Very
know you're
much
there early,
behind
you
her
know?
from the get
I
go.
know a good 2 meters. You know.
Yeah,
social
distance.
distancing and all.
Yeah, I agree with you
Before
though,
it was
Joe,
even
mate.
a thing.
Absolutely. It typically tends to be pubs, bars, that sort of hospitality niche where people tend to
Absolutely.
date each other.
At
Like-
our age, definitely.
Yeah, for sure. Because I feel like, I've got some stories. I wasn't involved in this before anyone speculates, but I used to work in a nightclub. I won't name which nightclub it was for confidentiality reasons. Although to be
Yeah.
fair, I don't think it's around anymore. It got lifted by the police and then closed down because it was quite corrupt.
Gatecrasher.
No, we won't name names.
No,
But here we are.
it was in Glasgow.
In Glasgow, yeah,
Okay.
in Glasgow.
Ah, okay.
And my manager at the time told me a story about how they used to do lock-ins, right? So after a night
Nice.
out,
Sounds a bit rapey.
they
but
used to
yeah,
get all the staff. The manager, the owner of the bar, used to get some of the staff and have
Yeah.
a lock-in, and essentially they would just have like a massive orgy in the club.
Right.
Yeah,
How many
between the
people was that?
So the story I got told was there was about 8 of them.
Very European.
There was
Oh,
about-
okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I was never invited. I know that's a bit of a shame, to be honest. Yeah, I
4
would've
groups of
enjoyed it.
2 groups of 4, one just 8.
I think it
Big-
was
big-
it was the bar manager and his 3 mates and then 4 girls. It wasn't like an orgy where they all got involved with each other. I don't think. Maybe it was. I'll just. All I know is that there was a certain orgy and it got leaked to the public because what they didn't realise is the room they were in was a room with CCTV. So There you
I mean,
go.
surely they knew that. Surely,
I think the manager knew that's why he did it in there so he could get the tape. But
and he could watch it back.
yeah.
Jesus Christ.
yeah, a bit creepy to be honest. But yeah,
Yeah,
so
I mean,
you
doesn't
could class
surprise me,
that as dating
you know.
a colleague. I don't know.
Are we talking about dating or are we talking about shagging?
just both.
Because I think having a one night stand with a colleague is very different to wanting to pursue someone who's a colleague.
What about a
Yeah.
2-night stand? Does that count?
Oh, good one.
Yeah, as long as you're not bidding them off at the end of it. Well, I think the point I'm making is you get a little bit drunk, you sleep with a colleague, fine.
Yeah.
You know.
That
But
does
if you
happen.
want to actively go out and date a colleague, you know,
Mhm.
and then it doesn't work out,
Gets awkward, yeah.
that makes things very awkward, doesn't it? Like
Yeah.
the longer
Can be awkward,
the rendezvous, if you want to call it, the more awkward it's going to get once it ends.
Which is what happened with me, to be fair, because we
Well,
ended
there
up
we go.
breaking up, and then she got with someone else at the pub, and we
Oh,
all just
scandalous.
worked together. You
That is
know?
dangerous territory.
Yeah, yeah, that is
Yeah.
dangerous.
How did
And
you
I-
feel? How did you feel, Joey? How did you feel?
That was really sad.
Were you really sad? I'm not surprised, mate.
You see,
I'm not surprised.
I wrote a poem about it.
like you.
Oh, I bet you did, mate. I bet you did. Can you read the
No, I
poem, mate?
didn't. No, I didn't. I
Hey,
didn't. I didn't.
ladies,
This was pre.
this is a man who is.
This was
close
pre
to
poem
his
Joe, you
feelings.
know.
Pre-poem, Joe.
You know,
It
I'm
really
not
it brought my
I'm not gonna
emotional
push
side out.
Joey
That
more.
did, you know.
I'm not going to push Joey more, but I feel like there is a poem there.
Yeah, there's definitely a poem, but this is
There's
a man who
definitely a
wears his
poem.
heart on his sleeve. So
Yeah,
If-
look at it.
I'll tell you
And
one
I'll tell
thing
you
for free,
what,
Joe.
I bet you it was an
Yeah.
amazing poem.
Yeah,
Nah,
if
it
you
was
could
shit, mate. It was
sing,
absolutely shit.
if you
Yeah.
could sing, mate, your albums would be lit, mate. Because you know, you've
true.
got it, mate. You've got the
Oh,
rhythm,
man.
you've got the
I can't
rhyme.
If this podcast doesn't work out, you've definitely got a future in songwriting.
Yes.
There we go.
Yeah, there
That's
you
what
go.
he wants.
No,
That's
because
what
as
Joey
we
wants.
learned from the Brad episode that you can't just be good at one thing, you need to be able to do it all. So
All right. Well, can you?
My dreams are on
what
hold.
else can you do?
You can't have Liam without the Noel. Do you know what I mean? So they tried and failed.
Well, clearly you can. Well, you can because they've both got quite successful solo careers.
yeah, but I'm bonehead. So what am I going to do? You know?
First things first, dating a colleague. Aside from our experiences, what do
Yeah.
you feel is an acceptable way to go about dating a colleague? Do you think you can just approach someone, or is it like a red area?
I don't know if it's a red area. I think it's something that tends to build over time. I think when you work with them day in day out, I think it's one of those things that the sexual tension, the sexual chemistry sort of builds up
Yeah, good
over
point.
time.
Valid
Do you know what I
point.
mean? It's very unless you're Christmas. I mean, for all those our fans out there, I'm going to give you some advice now.
Oh, here we go. Buckle up,
Don't
boys. Get
randomly
comfy.
sleep with. Do not randomly sleep with people at a Christmas party because it just makes everything really awkward.
Are
Okay,
you speaking from
that's my
experience here,
professional
Beach?
advice. I'll not comment on that. But my thing,
Confirmed.
the point
Yeah.
is,
He's got a
Yeah.
guilty face. Look.
do
at it.
not
Yeah.
His
sleep
face
with
is so
people.
guilty.
If you're on
at a
YouTube,
Christmas
you can see
party,
this.
boys.
But it's Christmas, you know.
No,
Everyone's
no,
having
mate,
a good time.
it doesn't work,
Christmas
bro. It
gave you
doesn't
my
work.
heart.
It doesn't work.
I
Um,
No,
just-
but
yeah.
I think it's something that builds up over time. I honestly do.
Well,
Yeah.
because look how much time do you spend at work? A lot of your day.
Mm.
You know,
Pretty
8
much,
hours,
maybe
12 hours
your
at work.
a lot of your
whole
life,
week.
the majority
Yeah,
of your life
exactly.
is spent at work, really.
So I mean, if you get on with someone, you're gonna spend a lot of time with them. So
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of people end up, unless you meet your partner at school or at university,
it's a good
the
place to
main
meet
way
people, isn't it?
is work, isn't it?
What other places can you meet someone? Because I know Harry
Well-
Kutchers came on, and shout out Harry Kutchers. He came on and said, "Look, you can even pull birds in post offices. It's that easy." I haven't
Yeah.
tried it. I haven't tried it yet, but he did say that.
I once
just
pulled a
don't-
girl in a Tesco Express. Cheers to that, boys.
Yeah,
How?
I don't even.
How
Hey,
did
you're a
you-
dark horse, you are. Bro.
I
You're a
want
dark
to know
horse.
how. Sorry.
I want to know
I
that
need to
story.
know how.
Yeah.
Just like, did you both go for the duck and hoist and
Nah.
rap? And you were like,
Nah,
oh
nah,
no,
it's
you
a
have
very
it.
simple
And
story.
then just,
You know, I was in London. I was with.
Yeah.
It's a funny story actually. One of my best mates from college is Indian, right?
yeah.
And I was just the two of us, and he was doing his masters at is it UCL? Is that what it's called in London?
Yeah, University College London.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
University College London. Yeah.
And so he told me, come down for the weekend to London, and
Nice. Yeah.
we'll have a night out.
And you were like straight to Tesco.
I was
Express.
like,
You
no,
straight down there.
Got better than that.
Yeah.
So then I went. We went out with him, and he was like, "Look, let's go to a bar, meet up with some of my other friends."
Yeah.
Because he's Indian, his friends were Indian, and they all welcomed me in, and I felt like one of I felt like I was an Indian, you know.
That's how it works, isn't it? So
that's how it works.
Get the quote written down now, boys.
Fair enough. Fair enough. As
yeah,
you were.
we'll roll with this. So
Yeah, as you were.
So we went for what I've now discovered is called pre-drinks. I'm in this guy's apartment. It was unbelievable, right? There was about 8 Indians, and it was a good time, right? But then we
Yeah.
realized
Including yourself.
that there was not enough alcohol because my friend and I had kind of welcomed ourselves there. And so I said, don't worry, guys. I'll pop down to the local Tesco Express. I'll buy some more alcohol.
Gentlemen, I like that.
Yeah.
yeah,
So
I love
as I'm in
Man of the
the
people,
Tesco
man of the
Express,
people.
you know, buying alcohol with my Indian friend,
Hmm.
there's this French girl also buying
Oof.
alcohol.
Ooh la
And
la.
I was
Ooh.
like,
Bonjour.
voulez-vous coucher avec moi?
Thank you very much.
Of course
Wait,
you-
wait.
And
Wait, wait.
basically, the way story goes is I was already a little bit tipsy, and I just said to her, hey, I'm with some Indians, and we're having a great house party. Do you want to come?
Yeah.
She declined.
Oh.
She declined, but
Hate to
she
see
was
that.
like, I'll give you my number. She's like, where are you going out tonight? And I said, I'm not sure yet.
Can't believe she's done that down. What an invitation that is.
How could you say no to that?
What, just some random bloke at Tesco? I'm not
Are you
jumping.
sure you don't want to come to our
No,
pre-drinks?
it's more. It's
couple
pre-drink.
hours later.
It's the company I wouldn't turn down. 8 Indians. Why would you want to go to that?
Wait, so that you saw her
A
later
couple
on,
hours
right?
later, I'm at
Yeah.
a nightclub with all the Indians, and she obviously felt nightclub was more inviting than house party.
Yeah, no, I read that.
I
That's
mean,
smart from her, to be honest.
definitely less awkward than just entering a building.
Yeah, that's
full of
definitely
just
smart.
eight
Yeah.
random men that she doesn't know. Yeah.
Met her there. Cheers to that, boys.
Cheers to that. I mean,
You know what? Cheers to that, Tom.
And that's just
But unless she was a
testament that you
colleague,
can-
it's pretty pointless.
Yeah, that was a pretty
irrelevant to our topic.
irrelevant story, but yeah,
It's a
well, here
great
we are.
story. you
That'll
know?
probably get cut. So back to my question. I don't know how we ended up there. Back to my question. Where else other than at work?
Yeah.
Because it was all part of a main story I was going to go down after I'll ask you. Where else will you find people to date unless you're in like employment?
One times, obviously you've got the Tinder, you've got the Bumble, you've got
classics.
the online dating. But other
You
than
go to
that,
places where you enjoy
work,
doing
isn't it?
something, and then you find people of a like mind who enjoy.
Because
I've heard
that's
that
what
from
Harry
a
Kutcher
previous
said.
podcast.
That's shout out.
Yeah,
Kutchers.
you know what?
Hear me out, boys.
Shout out. But Joey, go to the pub and going to the golf club all the time.
But like Kutcher said, right, and I'm going to shout out Kutcher because this is quite, on brand to what he was saying in his episode. Go to a place, like Joe just said, where you want to find like-minded people. So look, if you're not one that wants to date a party goer who's like probably into drugs and smoking, you're going to meet them at a nightclub. And like, apart from, meeting them at a nightclub, your other option is, like Peter said, where you spend the rest of your time at work. And I feel like if you work at a nice place, if you work at, like a proper, like an average well-paid job, you're going to be set. A nice, smart girl, But then again, if you're working at Mackey's, I don't think I'd be reaching in trying to flirt with someone serving Big Macs.
What's wrong with girls that work at Mackey's?
Why not?
I mean, I just don't feel as if you're setting yourself. I mean, that's fair. That's you get student
You're already
discount
working
anyway.
there, so you've probably got it anyway. So
yeah, that's true. You already get discount anyway.
Yeah.
But I just
I
feel
think
like
I don't know if your vocation is something that you're especially passionate about. Like a lot of people who I work with, they are partners or their partners working this. They met through work because it's all the green energy sector, and therefore they're all passionate about the exact same thing.
Just love nature.
And so
also, if
already
like,
you meet people like-minded.
And if it's a job where the hours are different, like a medic will get with a medic often. People who work in a bar will get with people who work in a bar because they work the same hours, which means they're not working at the same time as each other.
Yeah, exactly. It's definitely convenient.
Yeah.
To date someone who, is either working with you or works the same hours as you or works in the same area as you.
Like if, say, for instance, Joe and I, both times you and I had like dated a colleague, quote unquote, was when we were working at the place. We obviously worked dating with a colleague, but we were both working.
You're both working at pub.
We were both working at a pub. Now we worked a lot. We were always working. Different pubs, but
you were working all the time.
Pub shifts were like I was always fucking working. Like you said, Beats. If you're working with them, it's just convenient. It's like you get to spend time with someone hot, and you get to get with them, and you get paid for it. It's a win-win.
It's a little bit flirting, isn't it? It's just a little bit flirting. If you're someone like Joey or Hats who love a bit of the flirt, if anything, they can't help it.
You go into the glass wash or into like the stock room, and you're just like, oh, you're gonna wash that glass, or am I?
There you go.
I love. Let me get that for you.
Oh my gosh, that line would never work.
Is that flirting?
Well, this is why Joey's single.
Yeah.
I'm only joking, Joe.
No, it's true. It is true.
Would any of you ever date your boss?
I think that's a no-go area.
It definitely depends on where you're working, to be honest with you, doesn't it?
No, I completely agree. I'm not. We're definitely not saying don't date your boss. We're saying it's probably not the best career move if where you are working or what you're doing is something you're passionate about and want to continue for the rest of the time.
But what if your boss is just so hot?
Mate, it's just so hot.
Look, Tom, if you can't help it, all right.
What if she's giving you looks,
like really hot and she's a bit foreign, she's got that power over you, like she tells you what to do and you kind of like it, you know?
Bit of a dominant.
She's flirting with you at the Christmas party.
Yeah,
I know,
time.
exactly.
Big time.
Sometimes you just got to strap in and go for it, boys.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it
you
happen.
see?
Bonjour, je m'appelle Tom. Eh? That's what we're talking. So let's keep this ball rolling. Let's transition. There's not a lot you can really talk about when it comes to dating a colleague, other than a negative. Obviously, the main negative being if it does end, you're just stuck in a very awkward situation.
Yeah.
Because for awkward hear me out now. It's awkward for two reasons, right? The first reason, because you'll see them on shift, and that would just be awkward, right?
Confirmed.
Just straight out the back.
Yeah.
The second
All the
reason
time.
why it'd be awkward
Awful.
is if they were to move on with somebody either in or not in the work environment, you will see them with that person at some point, whether it be if they work with this other person or if the other person comes to pick them up, or it would just be a bit awkward, and then you'd have to cope with that side of it as well. So there's multiple reasons why you kind of would want to avoid it, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely confirmed.
Completely agree, mate. There's definitely risks. There's definitely risks. If you're not oversensitive, then go for it, because you probably wouldn't care.
I am oversensitive, though, and I did go there, and it did end badly.
Well, here we go, Joe. I mean, if you're gonna get your heart broken right home about it, then I wouldn't suggest.
Yeah, but then if I didn't, I wouldn't have had anything to write about. So
I mean, surely the Blues are giving you enough heartache.
I'm a bit like Taylor Swift in that sense, you know. You've got to go out there and
you've got to date people strictly for the content.
Yeah,
exactly. I will suck you off. This is what Taylor's thinking. I'll suck you off because I know I'll get a good album from it. That's what she's thinking.
I thought that's what you were thinking for a second.
Oh, I'll suck you off.
It does sound like you, to be fair.
Look, I'm just
Haz is like, I will suck you off a podcast content.
Anything for the content.
Straight up.
Yeah, so I can have a story for the pod. You know what it's like.
Yeah, exactly.
Times are tough right now.
I mean, I'm just thinking, you can date your colleague, man. You could your co-worker. Oh, come on, you can date.
Mate, I know plenty of married couples now who met at work.
Can you imagine anything worse than
problem? I don't see the problem. Like, if it ends badly, it ends badly. Deal with it.
I kind of feel like we're focusing very much on that narrative, aren't we? We're focusing on if it goes badly, but let's just flip it for a bit. What if it goes well?
Do
you not think you'll be pissed off that you're spending every minute of your life with them?
Yeah, there is that. What if they get a promotion ahead of you? What if there's some? I mean,
then you'll kick
the
off.
more insecure man, the more insecure man might be like, well, hang on
a minute.
I don't like the fact that you're doing better at the same job as me.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. That could be one take. But also I feel like job for a lot of people is their escape, because they spend so much time at home. It's nice to be able to just go away, do your work, be passionate about whatever you're passionate about, have your camaraderie with your other colleagues, you know, the boys, the girls, whoever it is you're friendly with there, then come home to your lovely wife and then hear about their day.
That's probably why divorce rates are up, you know?
When does the chat
ever end? That's
probably
why lockdowns probably stop that, because people can't go to work. They're working from home, you know? You've got to spend all the time with your partner. Imagine living with your partner, working with your partner, you go to the exact same place every single day.
Yeah.
You come home at the same time.
So you guys think it's worse?
No, I'm not for or against it, really.
You guys think it's worse to date than sleep with like a one-night stand?
I don't feel like one night stands have much of a lasting impact. It can be laughed about if you have the right attitude.
If you're both on the same page.
Yeah. Like, it's not awkward if you don't make it awkward. Whereas dating, and if there's feeling involved, that's when it gets a bit awkward. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's very
more
much
feelings,
so.
and like someone's more likely to get hurt than if it's just a one night stand. You know?
Yeah, big time.
Because you've also, you know, then what do you do? You know, if this breakup goes pretty badly, you know, they've kicked you out, they've taken custody of the kids, you've still got to see them every day. Yeah, I mean, how's that going to go? More than likely, you're going to.
At what point have you had kids, Beats? You're moving on pretty fast, mate.
I'm just saying. Let's say you date a colleague. People go, well, you're married after 2 years. Things are great.
2 years.
You see each other every day. You're loving each other's company. Joey, some people move fast. All right, some people move fast. All right, you're spending every single day with them.
It's how it be, mate.
You're spending every single day with them, for God's sake.
Keep up.
You have a kid or two. All right. After 4 years, you realise actually it's not working out. Joey, not everyone moves at your pace, big man.
This is what
I'm not. This is not me. I'm just saying. You know, they're the facts.
Shout out any of Beats' female employees. Watch yourselves. You could be pregnant with 2 kids in 2 years.
Yeah, you never know. This could be you.
That's getting cut straight away.
I think you'll find we decided what gets cut, Beats.
my point is, things go badly. You have to see, you know, things go badly and things turn sour, which many breakups do. Then what? Still got to see him every day. The last thing you want to do is see him every day. The last thing you still want to do is see him every day. How's he can attest to this? The last thing you want to do is see him every day.
How are you going to get over an ex if you see them all the time?
Yeah,
You can't.
You can't, mate. You can't. But that we're talking like dating a colleague and then there's falling in love with a colleague. It's two different sides of a coin. Do you know what I mean? Dating a colleague.
Yeah.
Some people fall in love very quickly, Harry. Look at Joe.
Yeah, Joe loves.
He's writing a poem after 2 dates.
I know everyone's different, and
Yeah,
I'm not disregarding that. I'm just saying you could date someone for a few months. You could date someone for a few years and have next to no feelings compared to when you started dating them. Or you could be someone who dates them for a week, falls in love at first sight, and then there you go, your heart's broken, and you can't afford to look at them ever again. So there's two sides of every story. Do you know what I mean? But I feel like if my take would be, if you are one that falls in love very easily, avoid working with a colleague and avoid dating a colleague who you work with. But
I agree.
I will.
If you're quite, stubborn, you're a bit laid back, you don't really care, ship it, mate. Have a good laugh, see what happens. Because at the end of the day, you'll laugh it off and you won't give a fuck.
But take into account their feelings.
Do you reckon this question is different for girls? The girls look at this differently.
Great take.
Probably.
Let's hear Tom up.
Probably.
No, I'm just thinking, like, if you're a girl, okay, it's the 20. What are we in, the 21st century? Is that right?
First century. Yeah.
Okay, right. Girls can ask guys out, but they don't seem to do that, right? They don't.
I think they should.
They should.
That's really encouraging.
I've been asked out.
That's another
by a
podcast.
girl.
I'd love to be asked out.
Okay,
I've been asked out by a girl.
Ask me out.
That's another topic for another podcast.
If anyone wants to reach out to Joey on the Wild Goats Pod Instagram page, please do.
I will say yes.
Yeah.
It's great content.
My point is,
what's your take?
My point is that traditionally, guys ask out girls.
Yeah.
By the book, yeah.
Yeah, by the book. That's just. I'm talking fact. If
You're spitting facts.
yeah,
not if but some maybes.
Yeah, if you're like working
Absolute.
and your co-worker asks you out, and you're a girl, I'm just curious if they have a different opinion.
Do you reckon that would be awkward? Would you feel awkward if, let's say, a girl who you were flirting with, let's say, because you were bored on shift, then asked you out?
That does happen.
And you were like, fuck, I flirted with the weird one, and now she's fallen for me.
You've got to be so careful flirting. I'm telling you. Like you and Joey, the flirtatious ones, got to be so careful flirting because
mate, you're loose. You're fast and loose. You're flirting.
Yeah, because if you're not right and you flirt a little too much, these girls start to think that you like them, but really you're just flirting.
Yeah,
I mean, not just guys. We can only give from our perspective, but not just guys and girls. Guys very easily. If you're starved of any attention, and a girl starts flirting with you, you pick up with it pretty quickly.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's not keep this to only guys.
Before you know it, that girl is
You'll
now
be all over the group chat
after you.
Yeah,
and you're like, I'm not interested.
Fuck.
But you let them on.
Might be the story of Harry Hill's life, that, to be honest.
but then what you do is obviously you're going to see them at work.
Could be.
You're going to see them at work all the time. So the longer you go without flirting, they'll clock on. So you just gradually you wean them off. You decrease the flirtation levels.
Yeah.
Until they're non-existent.
You just share the love across multiple members of staff.
Okay, yeah.
So that she starts to realize, oh, he's actually friendly and flirty with everyone, not just me.
Yeah.
Maybe I was taking it a bit too literally. And then you go, absolutely. And then you just finger the other one behind the bar, and then she'll get the hint. Do you know what I mean?
Not behind the bar. You do it in the stock room.
Okay, but so there's a take. Does the size of where you work make it easier or harder to date a colleague? If you work at a small bar, then it's quite a small staff. If you work at a massive company, suddenly you see someone across the hall, or you get a drink at the coffee machine. You bit of flirting, but you'll probably never see him again unless you want to.
Yeah, this is true. The bigger the company, the easier it is because you can date them, and then if you don't want to see them again, you probably don't have to.
Yeah.
No, exactly.
It's like when you go to a big school or a small school, and if you go to a small school, you date someone, the whole school's gonna know. But if you go to a big school, no one cares about you.
Fuck.
Yeah. That's a good take.
That's a great point. Like right at the last minute, we've just got a winner there.
Because I think if Tom dated someone that worked in his circle, it'd probably be really awkward if it didn't go very well.
Well, that would just-
Whereas,
I wouldn't have a job.
yeah.
Well, there we
whereas
are.
someone who works for, let's just throw a company out there, Gymshark, with loads of
PwC.
fit people.
Yeah.
All of a sudden,
Yeah.
you see someone else that's cute in the gym. Approach them.
Hello.
Hey, I'm in
Yeah,
the marketing department. You're in the fucking photography department.
Yeah. I meet you at the coffee machine in 10. You know?
They don't know Jane in the design department. Do you know what I mean? So
But that's all I'm saying. If I worked at Gymshark and there were like 2,000 employees and I'm in the marketing and Jane is in the design or the whatever, I would have no problem asking her out if I thought she was a cool girl.
Well, then you could date multiple people in the same company. You know?
That's same time.
No.
That
Are we
could be
There's
promoting
no.
that?
I mean, unless you're working for Google or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, gossip gets around quite quickly. Joe.
Christmas
Come on.
party would be awkward, wouldn't it? You know,
Yeah.
that would be a lot
Christmas
of
party would be
a lot of
terrible.
management that you probably would be asked with. you know?
Yeah, you'd be getting
So I'd
man
advise
by a
against
lot of
that.
girls.
You know, for the listeners. I
Just
would advise-
reiterating, don't sleep with people at Christmas party.
I think that's the main fact that
That
we
is
said.
the main takeaway from this episode.
But-
That's the main take I'm coming away with this is my
Yeah,
piece of advice.
probably
to the
end
listeners.
I'm saying do it anyway because it's Christmas and fuck it.
Yeah. Everybody
I'm
lives
saying
next to
Joey's getting
Don't
sacked
sleep with
after a
anyone at
couple
the
of months.
Easter party because it's only Easter, whereas Christmas.
Do it at Christmas, mate. Santa
Fuck
comes
it, it's
once a year.
Christmas.
You could come once a year and your colleague.
Yeah, empty your sack once a year, just like Santa.
And then bam on Joey's desk the next week, sexual harassment suit.
Yeah.
Whoa,
Oh,
no.
consent. That was consent.
Oh,
Hang on a minute.
of course.
There's of course, and I'm not saying Joey and do it differently, but I'm telling you now, things spiral way out of control in companies. As
Where's
soon
the
as something
blame is a
happens at
claim.
Christmas
That's
party.
just-
Exactly, right. Honestly, not worth it. Act responsibly, kids. Act responsibly.
Yeah.
We are goats. Stay heard.
Hey!
Oh dear.